what we're going to talk about in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We'd be all about that. All right. Hello, everyone. Jared and Betsy's here, and we're joined with Les. He's come to join us on the Wild Pod. We're going to have some Bigfoot updates, going to chat some Sasquatch, and of course, funny news. There's some comical stuff going on in the world today.
Bigfoot.
But yeah, we're all about the Bigfoot all the time. So there was a Bigfoot sighting locally that we're going to talk about, but it'll be our main focal point today. It'll be kind of
we really should plan a Bigfoot hunt.
the main course. Oh yeah,
I think we should too. Just even if we do nothing,
and not just one.
We should
plan many, and it should be around good fishing holes.
You know what? Right, because that is one of the most important things with Bigfoot is you have to have water.
Yeah, Bigfoot.
All animals come to the water.
All animals except for Les come to the water.
Come to the water, yeah.
Les doesn't drink water. We just found that out.
Very little water.
But yeah. But anyway, so we're of course in right now, Tooele, Utah. Now both of you guys live in Grantsville.
Yeah.
Same.
But
We're
Tooele,
connected now, basically.
Yeah, and so Les is gonna, Les likes to go onto the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization website and shop around, and he's brought us today a story that comes from Utah.
Yeah. Straight out of Tooele County. Maybe we'll even find out some names. We might know these people.
Yeah, and honestly, you could probably hit the canyon they're talking about with a rock.
From where we're at.
Yeah.
This is coming from the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization. Apparently, you can log these reports with them.
Yes. And the cool thing is they follow up. They have researchers in just about every state.
Why aren't you one of them?
Well, I just have been so busy reading about it.
Because then I wouldn't get to enjoy it.
I'm one of those couch researchers.
Well, someone else needs to finish up their UFO research degree or
listen,
certification.
if a UFO landed today, I would beg them to take me to their leader. Please take me off this planet.
Could you imagine how embarrassing it would be if a UFO landed and they came to us and said, "Take us to your leader"? We'd be like, no.
As I open the Orville Redenbacher package, it starts like, you got to wait about 6 minutes because I want to watch this. I am going to chaw the popcorn while I watch Biden bumble his way through that.
Yeah, it'd just be terrible. It'd be embarrassing. So this is my leader.
Yeah.
Humans are the only animal.
There is not a wrinkle on that brain anymore. Just smooth like a marble.
Is that where the smarts are kept? Is the wrinkles?
That's what they say. Yeah.
The more wrinkly, the better.
That's what they say. I mean, I get it. My brain is probably like a 24-year-old silicone-filled movie star. I get it. But I'm not president.
It's true.
I am not the leader of 370 something million people and the free world.
He does make us all see what's possible for all of us, though.
Betsy, I already saw that movie. Weekend at Bernie's came out in the 80s. It was fun then. And you know what?
Now we're living it.
They made 3 of them, right?
Did they make 3?
I think they made 3. Each one of them an hour and a half long. Ours is 4 years.
It's true. It's not right.
Yeah. But anyways, let's get on to this Tooele Bigfoot story.
Let's talk about this. It doesn't say where in Tooele County, though, but we have to guess that it's near.
It does as we get going down.
Oh, okay.
It gets a little more descriptive.
All right. Well, can you read that from afar, Les, or do you need to read it off your phone?
Well, I have a better chance reading it off this than I do my phone.
Okay.
So it says the nearest town to this sighting is Tooele County. It was observed. This is the witness statement. I looked out the window and saw some monkey-looking thing.
That is Tooele talk. Some monkey looking thing.
That is Tooele talk. But
I mean, they put a G at the end of the looking.
looking. Yeah,
That was incorrect, but I think that was
It was autocorrect.
The field researcher made that mistake. Wasn't. Yeah. Okay, go on.
So it says it was about 100 yards away. It was jogging toward the mountains east of where I was. It was black and looked like it had short fur. It wasn't very tall, maybe 4 feet. It kind of ran like a monkey. You know how monkeys run on their hands, sort of crouched over? I watched for about a minute until it went down into the ditch. So that was the number one witness's statement. The other witnesses just me and my mom were looking out the kitchen window. So they were the only ones that saw it. Just me and my mom, not my mom and I.
Tooele again.
So they say here, they told the researcher, the guy that followed up on this, that it occurred, it was at 4 p.m. in the afternoon, and the environment was in the empty field behind my house. Here's the follow-up investigation reported by the BFRO investigator, Chad Hamblin. Now, see, we should probably look up Chad Hamblin and see what's going on. I mean, he's got to have some great stories.
Even if he's like a semi-local, it'd be cool to meet up with him, see where he's got hot spots.
Yeah.
You know, regionally that we could maybe do a day trip to.
Lives in Roosevelt.
Oh, there we go.
That's close enough. There's some fishing out there.
There's some fishing out there, and apparently there's Bigfoot out there.
Well, yeah.
So this is the witness's father submitted a report number 23917, previous to the son submitting this report. The report took place near the location of this report and involved the father and a coworker hearing the loud snap of a breaking limb, which scared the two men sufficiently that they left the area. In that report, under the heading Other Stories, the witness's father made the following statement. So obviously it sounds like this is
a second
statement. Yeah.
Yeah, it might be a different location witnessing the same thing, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering too. It kind of lost me for a minute. There is another event.
This report that took place at this report with the report in the reported area.
I think you're right.
That's how they wrote that. I was lost too. I was like, he couldn't have just said, I took down this report at the location that the witnessing happened. Instead, the guy, he likes to spell a certain word.
Yeah.
We'll just go on.
So, you know what's funny is this goes back to something I heard Joe Rogan say. And we'll touch up on that here in a little bit about Bigfoot hunters.
Yeah.
They're odd.
Oh, well.
So there is
as three of us sit here.
Yeah.
Agreed.
There is another event that I also would have never dreamed was remotely related to Bigfoot until I got on the BFRO website.
That's this website we're on right now, the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization. How do you get a hat or a badge?
Burfo. Befro.
But no, okay.
You get a Bigfoot costume.
If you signed up, what would you rather have? Like a hat, you know, cops wear hats, so special agent or whatever, you know.
Feet.
I'd like to have the big boots.
Yes.
No, I would
with
like
the big separated toes.
I would
and hair
like
on
the
it.
necklace lapel, right?
Oh.
With the laminated.
Yeah.
Old school 80s style laminated though. Not this new stuff where they print it in plastic.
Yeah. No.
80s laminated where some lady sat at her desk and rounded the edges and hanging on a tassel, but the tassel has feet on it.
Oh.
You know.
If you guys are looking for a marketing guy,
that's just my thing. I like it.
Okay, so let's see where we pick up here. I don't know if this qualifies as a sighting either. This event happened to my wife and my oldest son about the same time, within a few years or so. So see, this is the thing that gets so vague on.
No, this might be a different one. Like right now, we're reading. Well, Mr. Hamblin, all respect to you. Dig what you do. I think that you've drawn a narrative that we're having a hard time following right now.
Yeah.
But this is all Tooele. So we don't know if this is the same incident, separate incidents, same people, separate people, because he's not.
Okay, so I guess in this he's describing, and he goes back now within a few years or so, as the first event I described. My wife and son swear they saw a black chimpanzee running through the field behind our house in the middle of the day. They watched from the kitchen window for about a minute or two as it ran. They were about 20 feet above the field and a distance of about 100 yards away. I've teased them about the incident over the years, but they are both very sure what they saw. My home is about 4 or 5 miles southwest of the first incident I described.
So
That was the snap breaking.
Same person.
Okay.
The snap
Same
of a breaking
person,
limb.
Different incident.
Yep.
And 4 or 5 miles southwest of the first incident I described. Okay.
Okay, so this is the one right here. This is the one that tells me where it's at.
Yeah.
The black monkey was running west to east and disappeared into a ditch which sometimes carries water out of a nearby middle canyon. There are many homes in this area now which did not exist at the time, although some of them were there.
That makes me think of the housing development that's been built up on Drewby Road.
Right, yeah, right up on Drewby.
Right where you
At the
cross
intersection.
onto 400.
Yep. And if you
So
just
all those houses, and there's that ditch pops up just after the clubhouse.
and it run, yeah, just after the clubhouse, and it does run right up the canyon.
Yep, and it runs, and now they've got that new house that looks like it's built on a pile of gravel,
Yep.
and the next house up to it, that new one it literally looks like someone dumped out gravel and started laboring away building a house, because it looks like a pile of gravel. It's fantastic.
It's built on a solid foundation,
Yeah.
kind of like the story.
Hey, I'll tell you what. Earthquake hits, you'll hear the crap out of it, won't feel an ounce.
Yeah.
You'll just sit. The house will do this, the earth underneath it.
Maybe that's something that we don't know about.
I mean, the house will settle, be level with the road after that, but
It's a new form of the earthquake prevention.
yeah, it only works 2 or 3 times. After that, then you touch ground. All right, go on. Sorry.
So anyway, so that gives me a good idea where it is. This is just literally just a couple miles down the road from where we're at, and it's not in the canyon. It's
At the base.
right there,
Yeah.
up at the base of the canyon, right around where those houses are. So
Yeah,
you
we're
could-
talking the Bazinus property there and all that. I mean,
Yep.
that's all. Oh yeah, and there's that whole knoll of a mountain that comes out. That's
and I mountain bike up there, and
Oh.
I've never, you can take those trails up through there, and so
Now
yeah,
you can't go onto the Bazinus's property.
I think I got chased off of there.
Yeah, you will get chased
Yeah,
off.
I was gonna say I think I did.
Yeah, because I mean, you have to pay like $100 to deer hunt on it.
Yeah.
So, they maintain their property up
Yeah.
there. So if a Bigfoot could potentially have a secluded place.
Have a place up there. A lot of these Bigfoot sightings you hear are on private property.
Oh yeah.
Now I've heard stories about Deseret property up there that the church owns. Up
Oh
above Lost
really?
Creek.
Yep. Yep.
I've been up to the gates, and you can't get in there. That is,
No.
they have their own security on site. I don't know
Oh, yeah.
what's up there. I don't know what the church has got going on up there that they need giant fences and gates, and you know what I mean. Maybe that's where they store all their food storage.
Celestial stuff. I mean, we gotta keep out of that.
Yeah. But I've heard stories that is where the giant elk come from. That is where it's so well protected and preserved up there that there could be a small clan of Bigfoot living up in there, a small breeding population.
Easy.
And that would explain a lot of the sightings throughout the Uintas.
What if
Areas that are just so remote.
What if the church has a property specifically to maintain that family of Nephilim, just to keep some of the Bible alive?
That's very possible. There's things going on in this world that we just don't know about.
Just throwing it out there.
Betsy's rolling her eyes. Okay, so the black monkey was running west to east, disappeared into the ditch. There's homes are there now that weren't there, but we do think we have a pretty good idea of where this is at. The
Yeah, we're gonna have
witnesses.
to go kick and brush just on the outside of the fence of that
Yeah,
property.
I was thinking the same thing. We should talk to the
Set up
people.
some trail cams.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
I mean,
Find the game trail sets. What would you do if you popped your trail cam open and there is a baboon face like staring at
you.
Sell it to the Inquirer.
you? Yeah.
Oh.
What they'd want to touch it up, make it look like bat baboon.
Yeah.
Alien landed
All of
from
a sudden,
space.
it would be the cat man.
Yeah. Dye its hair orange or whatever. All right.
Okay, so the witness's father talked about the ditch. Talked talked about the ditch the monkey ran. Okay, so what he's saying. Talked about the ditch the monkey ran into and said he didn't know if it would have water in it at the time of the incident or not. I don't know what that has to do with the story. He said as he did the report he submitted, that it sometimes does and sometimes doesn't have water.
Yeah, it has water when the snow melts.
Yeah, as runoff.
And then it doesn't. And that there's not a lot anymore in it at all because it gets captured at the cistern up above there.
He also said the animal possibly had to have passed quite close to the yards of the 1 or 2 homes to get to the location. He reminded me that there are a lot of new homes in the area right now. So, obviously to get there, he probably would have had to go. I should have edited this a little better and picked out the highlights.
No, let's think about that for a second. So so you're driving up 400 on the south side of the road. There's some nice houses there.
Yep.
Then if if you're going up 400.
Okay, so we're looking at 2004, 2005 because I can't remember the exact year. So
I don't think those homes were there.
Those new homes wouldn't have been there.
No,
there would have been the older homes on the opposite side of the street. And I'm not even sure.
So this would be going up Vine then.
When you get to the
so you got between 400 and Vine. It sounds like the area because when they talk, I think Carrefour for some reason, which is further north. So now I'm thinking I've got to go that next block south, and so I'm thinking between 400 North and Vine Street. How Vine goes up Middle Canyon, and 400 North goes up Smelter Road.
Yeah.
So it's that area right.
It's that row of houses right there.
Oh, and there is a lot of new houses up in there.
Brand new development.
Yeah.
Probably would have popped in around 2010, 2012.
So at the time, there would have been nothing behind those homes.
They
would have been able to see right up into the foothills or right up that canyon that's got the drainage ditch in it.
Yeah, it's grassy plain till you get to the scrub oak.
Yeah.
And then if a Bigfoot went into that scrub oak, you ain't seeing it, and you almost can't chase it. That scrub oak will stop you. It'll stop you dead.
And especially if it's the size of a chimpanzee. So that would tell me it's a juvenile.
Yeah, what if it's a baby?
So there's a family of them up there?
A baby Bigfoot. What if it's an orphan Bigfoot, Betsy, and you need to go rescue it?
Let's see, 2004. What it'd be? It'd be in its early 20s by now, mid 20s.
Okay.
I don't want to rescue it now.
Yeah.
Be a 20-year-old Bigfoot.
Yeah.
All full of piss and vinegar. You know what I mean? Shaking
I
trees
think my level of desire to rescue a Bigfoot would be out of newborn.
Yeah.
Once it passes that, I don't want to rescue it.
Yeah, you don't want a toddler Bigfoot.
No. Those terrible twos. Oh, gosh.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So let's see what he says here next. When I talked to the witness's father, he asked if I'd like to talk to his wife about it, but then said he didn't think she'd want to talk to me. He said she still insists it was a chimpanzee. He pointed out that there are no reports of missing chimpanzees in this area. I agreed that I thought it was very unlikely for a chimpanzee to be in the area, and that even if there was, it would be unlikely for them to not have heard about it.
I would like to know if there's a chimpanzee in the area missing or not.
At any time.
Seriously.
Yeah. Seriously.
I don't
That's
think
a dangerous animal.
Oh, yeah. I think that's more dangerous than having like a pet rabid boxer or anything like that. A chimpanzee is much more dangerous than those.
I don't think, there's something about a bear cub.
Yeah. I accidentally bumped.
But anyway, we know it's not a bear cub because there are not bears out in this area. I don't know what the closest bear would be. Spanish Fort Canyon, Provo Canyon.
Remember that kid got killed in Spanish Fort Canyon in like 2013.
Yeah, that's the last bear report I heard. Every now and then
that's the last like bear sighting on the east or on the west slope of the Rockies.
Yeah.
Well,
you hear about them up around Strawberry and around that area.
That's when you're reaching, but on the west slope.
On these, nothing.
I haven't heard of them. They don't seem to wander out of there very often.
And bear cubs don't walk like chimpanzees. They have a very different canter. then would be described as a monkey.
So,
Yeah.
So it says here that the kid was probably about 11. So his mother was probably in her late 30s, early 30s, mid 30s. You know what I mean?
You could be like 11-year-old
Yeah.
Mormon lady. So she was probably, 26 at the time?
Yeah.
11-year-old. Now, it was her
We're gonna get in
sixth.
trouble.
It was her sixth child.
It was her sixth child.
But he returned
So
from.
she could have been like
he got-
70.
He got back from his mission,
Yeah.
and they had to get on it. Now they had met in church. He used to give her bread, on the Sunday when they walked around. But anyways, yeah. No,
So basically, the story said, hey, we looked out the window and we saw a monkey running across the yard. A little later, I thought it was it's a monkey. Thought maybe something else. Yeah.
now I wonder. Okay, just
You don't hear many accounts where they say that it's black.
that's a good point. But also, if depending on the time of year or
Yeah,
the time of day,
Yeah.
it would appear black if the sun is anywhere.
And at 100 yards.
Yeah.
And a lot of reports say that the closer you get, the more the colors stand out. Like, you know how some dogs will be dark colored, but they have a goldish or reddish tint in their fur. And depending on how the sunlight hits,
That's
it, how
just the
close
light
are you
coming
can-
through the ends.
Yeah.
We got to cover some news real quick.
Yeah, but anyway, this is one of the most interesting stories. The only other story of a cryptid that I've ever heard of in Tooele County is out there by Cedar Point. Is that what it is? Out there by 5 Mile Pass? Cedar Fort.
Yeah.
Cedar Fort.
Yeah.
And it was a giant kangaroo sighting.
What the hell?
Yep. That is the
Really?
only other thing when I've been looking for cryptids in Tooele County was somebody saw a giant kangaroo. And I tried to look for the place I found it before, and it just didn't pop up.
That would mess me up.
To see a giant kangaroo.
Clipping along out in Cedar Fort and see a giant kangaroo.
Now, I don't know what people consider, like, what's a giant kangaroo? 100 pounds, 120 pounds, 150 pounds? Have you seen some of those big old jack muscly
They
kangaroos?
get meaty.
Yeah. And,
Though the scariest thing to this day is when you see the chimpanzee with mange.
yeah.
Because
Oh,
you
that
see,
is
they
nasty.
are built out of cable.
Yeah.
They just are just square muscles. Their muscles are just. All right, let's read. We got some news, but first I want to read through the comments. Okay, Shawnette says, "Wow, been a minute, guys." Yeah, Shawnette, it has been a minute. And she says, "I was just literally thinking about you guys. We think about you too. Hope you're doing well, and look forward to hearing some more story." Shawnette, LOL. She said, "I'm so tired of this planet." Are you talking about the aliens coming?
Yes, she wants off too.
Like they come and you're the stowaway as they fly away. They're like, "We found something. It was in that locker over there. It ate all of our candy bars."
Please don't make us
Do
go
you think
back.
aliens have good candy bars? Because like you
Do they have teeth?
have you tried Swedish candy?
Do they have Pepsi? Do they have...
Have you tried Swedish candy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't have
Swedish
wax in it.
fish?
It's all no. Was it Swedish or Switzer? Whatever.
Their chocolate's
like Swiss
excellent.
chocolate?
Aaron,
Oh.
no, Aaron, the cousin Aaron, who went on his mission to Norway, whatever, close to Russia,
Mhm.
sent back some of their candy. Doesn't have sweet in it.
Oh, yeah,
They
you're right.
they tend
don't-
to like the flavor of bitter
bitter chocolate,
and-
like a dark chocolate.
and
Like
and
a-
salty
yeah.
and stuff like that. So we don't know what the aliens. What if aliens like they come down
like what cockroaches taste like.
and next thing you know we're exporting them like cat mints from the litter box
Yeah.
because that's the treat they like.
Stink bug guts.
And so they're gonna feed you their stuff, and it's just awful.
Yeah.
You know.
I'll take my chances here on this planet.
Yeah.
The home of the Hershey bar, the Mars bar, the Milky
Yeah.
Way. You know,
Yeah.
it's all the space travel I need.
Shawnette says, Weekend at Bernie's was a funny movie. It was, yeah. Love
It was
Weekend at
good.
Bernie's. King, hey, what's up, King? Good to see you. We're probably, just to let you know, we're probably going to go for a little while, once every 2 week show. A lot of stuff going on. My business is booming, and Betsy is dealing with a lot of stuff on next level. So we're seeing Betsy do great things in this world.
Yes.
Yes. Great things. Okay. Wow, I just realized I haven't been getting any notifications for the shows. I was wondering, looks like I will be playing catch up. Yeah, YouTube might be playing games, though we haven't been in trouble for a while.
Not us.
My other show gets in plenty of trouble all the time.
Yes.
I heard the story of a Bigfoot that would appear during.
Where are we at? Oh, okay.
Right at the very bottom.
Yeah. All right, let's run through these and then we'll get to that one. Back in 2013, I was listening to a radio station broadcast from Mexico, and I heard the story of a Bigfoot creature appearing to native shamans.
There's a lot of stories like that out there.
Yeah, and you wonder, is there crossover between that and the Nagloshi, the skinwalker?
You know, yeah, that's a good question.
And there's a new conspiracy theory out that it has to do with Wendigos.
Oh, I was just listening
That
to
they're-
the
yeah.
Wendigo deal and reading about
That
it.
is wild that they seem to be closing off certain areas
Mhm.
in national parks
Yeah, I was
because
just
the
reading
Wendigo
this.
population has exploded.
Yeah.
So they're culling the herds. And the missing 411,
Mm-hmm.
they attribute to Wendigos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the
But-
cannibals.
But the Wendigos have been expanding, and they say every 30, 40 years, the Department of the Interior or whoever goes in, cords them off, goes in and knocks the population down
Okay, remind me again how I become a Wendigo.
by eating
By
people.
eating dead.
Okay, I'm good. I'm good.
You're good. It's probably not going to happen.
I'm
Yeah,
good. It's not
you
going
know,
to happen.
you know what you can become without eating dead people?
What?
Wendigo shit.
There you go.
True.
Wendigo excrement. I am just looking for this guy that I was just.
Yeah, I was listening. I was like, what?
Okay, so this is the guy here. No one believed the Georgia park ranger, and he talks. Sorry, let me get that. Let me turn that down.
So what is this, like a guy that talks about it, does shows on it?
He does. It's like his whole thing is about secrets that the government doesn't want to tell you about our national parks. Why they're private, why they close them off, why you're located. You can only go to certain areas. And he's got
What's
tons of this
his
stuff.
channel called?
Yeah.
No one believes this Georgia Park. Ranger.
What lurks beneath is what it is.
What lurks beneath?
What lurks beneath?
What if there is Wendigos out running around, gobbling people up and doing all that?
Well, the greatest concentration of them comes up from around the Great Lakes area, where it's much
That's
colder.
where they originated.
That's
too.
where they originate. Where
They
it's
come
much,
in the
much colder.
winter, because they
Yep.
cannibalize in the
Yep.
winter. That's when they first pop up.
They would people would get stranded when they wouldn't be able to travel about. There'd be so much snow that
Yeah.
they're kind of snowed in, and they run out of food. They start
Well,
cannibalizing the dead. They get this
but
obsession.
it gets cold here too, especially in the 80s. Remember
Yeah.
our cold snaps we had in the 80s, and the weather we had back then was wild. So what if, what if there are Wendigos that are living up in because the last reported Wendigo execution was in 1918 or somewhere around there. We talked about it when
I
we did the show
think
on it.
There might have been some that were even more recent.
Probably, but the one we talked
on the
about
East
where they
Coast.
declared it was a Wendigo, and it was up in Canada, in Ottawa, I think, or
Yeah.
wherever,
Yeah,
Canada,
that's huge up in that area.
and it was a Native American who killed and ate his whole family.
Yeah, I've heard the story.
Yeah,
He was
and it
25 miles from the fort where
Yeah.
they had the food.
it was his priest that actually wrote up the confession about
Yep.
being a Wendigo, post mortem. So yeah, Wendigos might be out and about. All right, lost our place.
Crazy stories. I love
if a
stories.
Wendigo mom and a Wendigo dad have a baby, is it a Wendigo baby, or is it not a Wendigo baby until it eats?
The Wendigo becomes from the hunger.
I think
Being a Wendigo doesn't just come from being a cannibal. Doesn't just
comes
come
from the compulsion to
it comes
eat
from
the
the
flesh.
hunger. It
Yeah.
it becomes your soul drive.
Yeah, they
So
said
remember, your body shrinks weird. You
Yep.
get the
super
shakiness.
skinny,
Yeah.
white pale skin.
And it all starts by eating another human.
Yes.
So it's prion disease.
Yeah, it's prions. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you could probably explain in ways out.
Yeah, it's the prions. And what if there's families like that? Like there's families in the Appalachians, like West Virginia,
Oh yes.
who are like blue
Yeah.
because their family genes get too much
So
mercury, but
distorted.
then it passes down that their bodies absorb and express mercury. So they've got a family where like 4 out of 6 people are blue.
Bluish. Yeah, they got a blue tint and haze to them.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Remember we had an uncle like that on mom's side? You don't remember that?
Uncle
No.
Blue Man.
I don't.
You know,
I think I would remember a blue uncle.
we had we were tiny. He was blue. Me and mom used to talk about him all the time. Even up to like a year ago, we talked, well, not a year ago, but a year before she passed, we talked about how, gosh, I wish I remembered, but he had a blue tint to him. And they think it was from, he OD'd a little bit on the colloidal silver.
Oh, see, I've heard of that.
We had an uncle that did that, a great uncle, like grandma's second cousin or something like that. But he used to come to family functions and he was the same color as your earrings. Fantastic. Anyways, where we at? I love this podcast. Sorry I missed so much. Hey, Shawnette, catch up. We love you too. We're glad you're here. I heard the story of a Bigfoot that would appear during spiritual work that the shaman would do. They would give you the creature human remains for it to eat. And they said that it had the power to grant wishes. So
I've wondered if they're interdimensional.
So they would throw it scraps. Like, see, now here's another
Like Paulo
question.
Mayambe, only.
Yeah. Or, okay, let's talk about the ancient Aztecs and their human sacrifices to their gods.
The gods.
But might that have had some, and we got an upcoming show on other human sacrifices that we're going to talk about. This one's going to get real creepy. 2 weeks. This is going to be hands down one of the creepiest
Can't wash it off.
imaginations. Yeah, it'll gross you out. But anyways, but what if there was something like that going on in the ancient Aztec temples, that they had maybe a Bigfoot that sat down at the bottom, was interdimensional, and wanted to eat people, and so they just
Tossed him in.
and they had to keep him happy because he says, "Hey, you don't keep me happy, I'll bring some friends and we'll wreck it."
It could be just like that to keep them at bay.
Yeah, the Jaguar warriors. 20 Jaguar warriors would fall handily to 20 chimpanzees. Now make a chimpanzee 200 pounds, or make it 400 pounds.
Yeah,
make it half a ton. And what would it take to take down half ton, like the redhead giant of Afghanistan?
Yeah.
I mean, that was a special forces A team that went out there. These are highly trained guys that these are the best of the best. And it took all they had
pulled
to
them
stop
apart.
it. Yeah. Now it didn't get the A team, but it got an infantry platoon.
It got the first guy that went in there though.
It got the first guy, speared him, but it took out a whole infantry platoon. Well, scout, probably squad size according to the story, but took out a whole squad of guys that are very familiar with their weapon systems, very familiar with operations,
Didn't they shoot a rocket launcher in there to finally?
Well, they did concentrated fire on its head.
Okay.
And you're talking special forces guys. I mean, these are guys that have 5 years dedicated service to firing guns.
Yep.
So they know how to aim.
Rounds.
They know how to do fast magazine change. They've got belt-fed weapons. I mean, yeah. But it took out a recon platoon just like that. All right.
I like the next comment there.
Shaman went into this one.
Yeah.
Shaman went into great detail on giving the talk show details of the creature ape, like with the double row of teeth, 6 fingers, and a brilliant creature that spoke different ancient languages. That sounds Nephilim.
That sounds really familiar. I've heard the double row of teeth, 6 fingers,
6 fingers,
speaking a lost language.
Nephilim, all the way down. That's what it is. That's a son of a watcher.
It would sound like gibberish to anybody else.
Well, if he spoke any of the other languages, but that sounds Nephilim to me. Very interesting. Be sure to share this vid. Amigos, there's a lot of stuff that we do not know about. Remember, the human race is young compared to other races.
Yes.
Yes.
As far as creatures that are running around on this planet, yeah.
And our current iteration of civilization is young too.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll have a flip and we'll get to do it all again. I don't know if you guys have seen that footage of a man that had children Bigfoot playing in his backyard. He had several videos footage. I think he's somewhere in California area. Could you imagine you wake up one day and all the Bigfoot kids are out in the backyard just
Playing on the swing set,
that'd be a good time. Huh?
crapping in the sandbox.
So there's the thing. How big is a Bigfoot baby turd?
Okay, yeah, that
You
probably.
know, I mean, are they laying some? Because that little dog of mine,
Mhm.
I get worried sometimes because she puts out some healthy dudes that I don't know where they're at in her. Like she hangs on to it.
High in fiber.
I'm telling you, eats nothing but cat food.
Yeah.
Not by my choice. All right, he looks like Joe Rogan. Yeah, Les, you look like.
Oh,
Joe
do I
Rogan.
look like Joe Rogan?
Yeah.
Who says that?
You
Thank
do.
Thank very
You do
much.
look like Joe Rogan.
Well, Joe
Is
Rogan's
it the bald head? Is it the big unibrow?
Joe Rogan is substantially smaller than Les.
It's very true.
Yeah. Okay, to know that the tracks are bears, the bears have small distance between the legs, and the difference Bigfoot has a long distance between its legs and space when it walks.
Yeah,
And
it's
Yeah.
its step width is much different.
Well, and also bears sometimes will walk on its hind legs. That's very rare. They're usually mobile quadrupeds.
A lot of times when the bears walk, their front paw lands in, or their rear paw lands in the track of their front paw.
Yeah, yeah.
So would that give an elongated step? Would it make it look like it's longer than it is, or would it still? It'd probably still be fairly
Yeah,
close.
probably so. I mean, bears, they probably have a big gap as far as they walk, just because the dang body of them is 5
So
feet long.
yeah.
But it's still, I don't know. They say there are Bigfoot here in Texas. Yes, they call
Yes,
them
they do.
swamp monkeys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, or swamp apes.
Swamp apes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or
Texas,
stink apes.
Florida,
Yep.
the whole.
Yeah, all over down there around the
Yeah.
Gulf. Okay, to know that the tracks are bears. Okay, we already did that one. Where am I at? This jumped on me all of a sudden. Sorry, guys.
Okay, where is
Okay, I did hear of a Bigfoot that was killed by soldiers back in the Vietnam War.
I've heard that story as well.
Yep.
Yep.
And mysteriously were all killed, and the video will disappear. I think it was a government cover. And that's a big question.
It would have to be, though, guys.
Because
The government would have to.
They call them rock apes in Vietnam.
walk apes?
Rock apes.
Rock apes?
Because they threw rocks.
Oh, shoot.
Can you imagine how the paradigm of the human race would shift overnight if the government paraded around a giant Bigfoot that was killed?
Here's another big question. Okay. So we've always heard these stories about giant remains found and everything else. And then the Smithsonian is always they come out,
The
they gather
repository.
it, and then they silence any news about it.
It's like an Indiana Jones in the Temple of Doom in the very
Just
last time.
why do you think they would do that?
Because if I find a giant tarantula crawling around in my daughter's room, I absolutely will not tell her I found it, because she'll never go there again.
Yeah.
She'll barricade the door shut. She'll take all of these weird measures. She'll become afraid.
But here's the thing.
Maybe
why
burn the house down.
Why would Bigfoot, unless Bigfoot has a median level of intelligence, why would that scare humans? Because we have bears, we have mountain lions in these mountains right next to us. We've all seen them up there. So why would Bigfoot scare us more, unless maybe it was a developing hominid where maybe it had started to use tools, maybe it had started napping and making spears or something.
Well, I think it would. There would be a craze that would take place on several levels. Those of us who are afraid of a lot of things, like mountain lions, would become much more fearful. And then there's the swing side of that, where every gun-toting American would then enter the forest to find the rest
I
of
don't
them.
know why you said gun-toting in such an offensive way.
She doesn't like Americans. It's fine with guns.
Anti-American.
Doesn't want the Americans to have them.
I mean, are you judging me on my gun-toting or on my desire to go hunt Bigfoot? I don't.
If Tooele County found a Bigfoot and then made a big notice in the newspaper that they found this 400-pound creature up Middle Canyon, would you or would you not take a weapon and go look for it?
I would not.
I saw that.
I would stay home
Yeah.
and not go hunt Bigfoot. I don't already have the
But
thoughts in my head of what rifle I would take.
I think it's the same thing with aliens
That's
because
a good point.
it shifts the
Now,
paradigm.
aliens also shifts the paradigm because our government's like, look to us for your
For all the
whatever.
Correct.
answers.
All of your
And if-
technological
and if
advancements.
you show that there is something above that, like
Yeah.
right now, our government bosses around other governments, right? It just is.
Well,
what
it
it is.
used to.
Well, okay. I mean, it's
Not
it's
right
like-
now.
We've lost
It's-
some credibility.
It still kind of does.
It still kind of does.
Yeah, it still kind of
Well,
does. I mean,
Because they want our money. We
They
support
don't
all their
listen.
little-
we set the tempo for the world, but I mean, there's we could go into the Putin Ukraine thing, which I'm still not convinced that's not all a part of a plan anyway.
Yeah.
Like a huge plan. Like Biden's like, okay, go. Yeah, I'm laundering it now in Ukraine, but
Yeah.
not to say anything mean, but I'm not convinced it's not. But aliens, they bring with them new technologies.
Yeah.
Imagine if like an energy source came out tomorrow, the government has a department of energy that would do everything they could to control us from having free access to it.
Well, look what happened when they introduced Velcro.
Yeah.
That was from the aliens. Yeah. You got two pieces that stick together, hold my pants shut. Whoa.
Well, we don't need to talk about Nazi inventions on this show right now. But yeah. All right. Wendigos are creatures that possess a human, and the human becomes cursed and has to eat his loved ones. Yeah, it's wild. The Wendigos are, they're wild. I still have a question in my mind reading about, what was his name on the Donner Party?
Yes. The one that went on to open a restaurant.
I finally found a picture of him. He won in court.
Does he look like a Wendigo?
He doesn't. He looks like.
Was this taken pre-Wendigo?
The old man in Poltergeist, the priest, looks like a Wendigo.
Definitely a Wendigo.
yeah.
He looked like he could have been a Wendigo.
He looks like. Have you seen any pictures of the dog?
No.
Jim Reed is the only one that doesn't look scary, and he looks scarier than the rest.
Really?
Yeah,
They all look very benign.
Jim Reed was a bad dude. He was a tough guy.
Yeah.
But what the heck was his name? I don't know. I finally found a picture of him. I scoured the internet. Been spelling his name around forever. Anyways, he was kind of an outcast in the group because he was Dutch or German, not very good at the language, had a wife that died, then another wife that almost died, kids that died. Tragic story. But he won in court for people defiling his name, saying that he was a cannibal.
He was.
But they did kind of find a soup pot full of babies when they got up there after the third rescue mission.
There were cattle.
They had delivered him food and he was still eating babies.
Yeah.
But anyways, another show for another time.
Yeah.
We need to have the old man in on that.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I was thinking we need to get Brent to do it.
We do. We say that all the time.
I've been begging him.
Have a round table. Maybe we take the whole show to him.
I've been begging Brent to come on. Many parks are closed due to vicious animals becoming violent, and this time and what used to be a mess now is a reality. Wendigos are becoming violent.
Well,
Yeah.
a lot of animals are becoming violent. And
Did you see
Are
those
they
coyote
really?
attacks?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, coyote attacks on people.
There was a 2-year-old sitting on her porch, attacked and nearly killed by a coyote.
Coyotes are attacking
Do you
now?
remember when we were kids, when we used to go run around all down around Blue Lakes and stuff, and Grandpa would tell us, 1 coyote, you're fine. 2, keep your eye on them. 3 or more, start heading for home.
Yep. Yeah.
That was the rule of thumb. And I remember that.
But that's
from the
when
whole
you're
time growing up.
That's when you're
When you're kids.
7 or 8
Yeah,
year old
we're-
kid.
And I didn't know if it was to scare us to not wander off, or if it was literally the truth.
I
You know what
imagine
mean?
a coyote,
a
if
pack
you
of
weigh
coyotes would probably take a kid.
if you weigh 40 pounds, a pack of coyotes would take
Yeah,
you.
would
kid.
take you.
In both instances of coyote attacks within the last 2 months, it was a single coyote. And in one instance, it came into a crowd and attacked a small child.
It came into a
On another instance, it came up onto the porch of a home where the mother was sitting on the porch and attacked the small child.
There's another video going
What do you
around.
think? What could be going on?
I know.
I think that they're probably running out of food. All the development, there's small
Yeah.
games gone, rabbits, mice, squirrels, whatever
And not
coyotes
to
can catch
mention
and eat.
what we're running out of their land. We're poisoning because we're mass poisoning
Yeah.
everything.
So I imagine they're probably having a harder time finding food. And if they get hungry enough, or they've taken a small child before,
Yeah.
they just know that they're
Or
easy game.
or a dog from that neighborhood
dog.
that becomes a restaurant.
Have you seen that video about that coyote that comes down to that lady's house every day and plays with her dog?
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yes.
And the dog's out in the backyard chasing around, playing with
And
their
they
dog.
literally play like two dogs.
Yeah,
I wonder if the coyotes gotten used to eating like dog food. If they have,
that's what I'm thinking too. It's kind of
different
domesticated
food
itself.
Domesticated
yeah.
itself. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I mean, remember we got dogs somehow.
yeah.
You know,
They bred them through the wolf on down.
long time ago. Man, I can't believe that coyote went into a pack of people.
Yeah. They were on like a sidewalk.
I've hunted coyote. Those things,
They catch wind of you and are gone.
yeah, they bolt 200 yards away. If you snap a twig, they leave. They're gone.
Yeah.
They're coming into groups of people.
And there was a video that was taken where the coyote came in and you could see it and people were just kind of backing up and it sized up. This little girl who's holding her mother's hand lunges for her and then tries to pull her away from her mother.
Like
And
a
another
little cat.
bystander come over and was kicking it and got it to run off.
See, that's insane. Now, okay, so we were talking before we kicked off that men seem to be evolving
Yep.
into a next iteration.
Devolving.
De-evolving. Yeah.
No, devolving is
Evolving.
when we turn back into badass.
Oh,
Okay.
dang it.
Evolving, we're turning into the aliens, eunuch, we got no ears, our eyes
That's
get bigger.
Skinny jeans and
Yeah.
stuff.
What if aliens
so
look
bad.
skinny just because they wear super skinny clothes like the guys now? Anyways, not to belay the point, but what if because of we're pushing into their ground so much, they're starting to evolve? Well, we're going to start seeing
More aggression.
more interaction at
Yeah.
least.
Well, look at mountain lion reportings too, sightings and attacks. They're getting more and more common.
Yeah, they'll take you right off your bike
Yeah.
in the
Oh.
mountains.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They wear the little eyeball stickers on the back of their mountain bike helmets when they're riding up in like
Yeah.
Washington and different
You
places.
probably should around here because there's
Oh, they're-
mountain lions
they're
close.
all over here.
What was here in Utah where that mountain lion chased that guy on the
Yeah. Provo, Spanish Fort Canyon. I think
Spanish
it was.
Fort
Yeah.
Canyon? The mountain lion came out and was
For a long ways.
barking and scratching and throwing rocks at that guy.
Well, see, that's what I worry about when I take Luna out and I take her up the canyon. I let her off her leash to run and she just goes out. I'm thinking, what if she either gets knocked up by a coyote or taken down by a lion
Yeah.
You could either have
or bitten by a rattlesnake? That's
Yeah.
probably the most common threat for.
Yeah, let's face it. Yeah, the rattlesnake bites. Good news is our rattlesnake bites and a dog isn't usually lethal,
Yeah.
but she's going to have the swolliest face you've ever
Yeah.
seen for a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, Bud got bit by rattlesnakes twice while he was alive,
Yeah.
and that cheek swell up on
That
him.
snake probably got sick as hell.
Poor snake. All right.
Couldn't get the taste out of his mouth.
Let's do some weird news.
That's a bad.
Okay, we got to cover some weird news real
I
quick.
hope you're not listening. I'm just simply trying to.
we were talking about the dog, Bud.
Yeah.
It was our stepdad's dog. Okay. All right.
This story.
Betsy's going to read it. I'm going to set it up.
This story cracks me up.
It's
not funny.
not at all. No.
So apparently there is a petting zoo called Shirley Farms located in Obion County. And it has this little, what do they call it? A pack of camels. But what it didn't have was a barrier to protect the people from this pack of camels. And on this day, an attendant was also not available to protect the people from the pack of camels.
That's pretty brave.
And I think that for the most part, camels look
Docile.
docile, kind of clumsy.
Yeah.
They got knobby knees. They
Yeah.
drool a lot. They don't smell good.
Yeah.
So people just assume that if they don't get too close, like they won't have a close encounter with a camel.
Yeah.
Close encounter of the camel kind.
So on this day, apparently the camel charged and killed 2 men
I
before the
imagine-
sheriff's office arrived, and then it attacked the sheriff's car and it had to be put down.
Yeah.
Why is there not video of this?
I bet they were too busy trying to get away.
The dash cam of a camel attacking the hood.
Well, if you look at the camel's hoofs, they're big, sharp looking.
Yeah.
And camels are huge. They're
Yeah,
bigger than horses.
They're bigger than horses, and it's probably just like a bull elephant or just a regular bull, a cow, an elk.
Oh,
You get them at just that right time of their season or the time of the year, whatever breeding season is, when I guess they would rut
So
and they get fully aggressive. Maybe they
Camel
were,
rut.
but if
So-
you got kicked by a horse, it could kill you.
now okay. Bobby Bethany, 42.
Tommy gun, that's got to be
Yeah.
a made up name.
42 though. That's not an old man.
No.
Now the 67, Tommy Gunn was 67. They were pronounced dead at the scene. It's not clear whether they worked at the petting zoo or what type of camel was involved in the attack.
So the report goes on to say that there is a barrier present between the public and the non-human primates, but all other species, including zebra, camels,
on.
llamas, alpacas, goats, sheep, pigs, deer, kangaroo, zebu, rabbits, cavy, and prairie dogs, no offense.
They said non-human primates.
Yes. That's exactly how it's
So-
reported.
So are we?
So there are-
we now
Listen,
on the schedule as
You two
primates?
are considered human primates.
I'm a primate.
I am not. And then there is a third category of non-human primates.
So we'll be in a petting zoo.
So, as for why the escaped camel became so aggressive, that is unknown. However, in general, camels are pretty docile. They show very little aggressive behavior except between males during mating season.
There
Did
we go.
these gentlemen look like camels?
Or
Yeah.
Did they smell?
did they smell like
They could have
camels?
smelled like a camel.
Were they wearing odd, camel A or whatever?
They were
And
smoking
when-
camel cigarettes.
And when males fight, they were smoking camel cigarettes.
Camel light.
And when males fight for access to females, they are known to bite at their opponent's legs,
Oh,
take his head in between their jaws in an effort to bring the competitor to the ground. This could have been a very gruesome fight.
dude, yeah, he might have just been trying to get his bone on and they got in the way.
They got in the way.
Now, here's another big question about that.
Ooh, there was another incident where a 25-year-old man was attacked by a camel under his care. The camel repeatedly bit the man's face and neck.
Mm.
That sounds like, Draculamal.
Yeah, that's
for camel.
Dracamel.
we've learned that we don't want to hang out with camels.
Yeah, all right.
We've
So,
learned camels are dangerous and you two are human primates.
There we go.
the last evolution of man. All right.
This story.
I love this story.
I hate
one,
this story.
This one, let me size it up in
Going
the
to
screen.
be so unpopular by the time I'm done talking about this.
This needs-
If you really liked less before, hang on.
You're
no,
really,
this is fantastic. I love it. You know what? I think we need to lean into it. Let's just. All right. University midwifery students taught biological men can give birth. I have many questions, but I'll save them until I've read a paragraph or two.
And I would like to speak for the entire female species. Take
You
it.
you support us in that
I
decision?
support you
Yes.
in giving birth.
load them up.
Just imagine men start giving birth, epidural like needles, like the
It's a
the
drum.
thing. Makes a big old thunk, and then you hear the epidural slosh in it.
They would just take the baby and put us down because we would whine about
Seriously.
it forever.
Seriously.
They'd rather have the baby without the biological birth father.
Midwifery students at university in Scotland were instructed on how to care for a birthing person. How's that for the new name?
Birthing person.
Now, this isn't the confusory where it says university midwifery students taught biological men give birth. This isn't saying that, they're changing the wording, saying that transgender men. Am I saying this correctly? Somebody guide me through this this minefield I am wandering into. The biological men, meaning
Somebody might have to draw me a picture to
women who
explain this.
Yeah.
This is a man.
I'm not sure how this goes.
So it's not women who become men can give birth, like that story that
No.
happened, I don't know, like 6 years ago, where the pregnant lady got on hormones, grew a beard, and said she was a man, and then gave birth.
Correct. But she never had sexual reassignment.
How come nobody's ever done a follow-up? I want to know how that kid panned out. Because
what kind of therapy is he?
while he was pregnant, was the child a female or male? First question. Then the mother, the father, they got on testosterone, which if it was a boy, the prenatal testosterone would have kicked off. This baby might have come out there talking Austrian, jacked as hell.
Yeah.
And if it was a female, come out of there with nothing but issues. Because could you imagine starting a mother on testosterone while they're pregnant with a female child? That's so dangerous. The child's going to have a cancer treatment every 6 months.
Yeah.
I'm serious. But anyway, so University in Scotland were instructed on how to care for a birthing person who has male genitalia. Now, Betsy, how do you feel about us changing your gender to birthing person?
Hey, you could call me whatever you want.
Birthing person.
I'm not attached to words.
Can we do it on the doors of bathrooms? Like you have the men's sign,
Birthing
and then the other one you have like a lady on a bed, feet in stirrups.
And it says, instead of women, it says birthing person.
Dude,
But not all women are birthing people.
I'm so doing that.
This is my favorite statement.
Okay.
While most of the times the birthing person will have female genitalia.
Stop
We
it.
need to go into, okay, so how are we doing this, guys? All right. For the gentlemen out there, me and Les, we're thinking to ourselves, the question you automatically ask is, are we going to go the chicken route where they plumb the baby exit? Let's say that the
like a little trap door.
are they going to plumb
Like of your esophagus. It opens up during birthing.
Are they going to plumb the exit hatch into the anus, or are we going to see the disaster of plumbing it into the urethra? Because there's no coming, dude.
It doesn't stretch to the capability.
It would seriously, it would look like a blown out sock when you were done with it. It would just be all floppy and dead.
I think it would burst.
Yeah.
I think
it would look like the egg on Alien.
The head would start down and then it would just tear.
Oh.
And then split open. When you cook a
would
hot dog too long.
Or would the doctor
in the microwave.
Would the doctor do that? Like, and you could have him do a design, today I would like the petunia. Next time I would like the morning glory design. So he has it so when it bursts open, it has and then they take the baby out, spank its ass, get the cry, lay its head right on your burst open. It's like you're laying a head on a baby flower.
Oh man.
It is important to note that while most times the birthing person will have female genitalia, you may be caring for a pregnant or birthing person who is transitioning from male to female and may still have external. Listen.
But hold on.
If you are transitioning, how do you get pregnant?
No, I got another question. Transitioning from male to female. So are they suggesting that when they do come up with the uterus implants, that they're going to put that in prior to changing the external genitalia? Like they're so back to the story of, are they going to push it in the urethra? Put that in.
So
and then how did their,
when you transition from male to female, it is aesthetic only.
I wouldn't even say it's aesthetic.
I've never seen it, but you do not get the uterus, the ovaries.
They're talking about trying to do transplants of those things. And then what about the hips? Because when you're birthing person, don't your hips grow wider?
There are a lot of things that they would have to do an entire bisection from under the rib cage down for it to really work, because there are a lot of muscle tissue that actually can help sustain through contractions. If a man had to go through contractions, he would just split apart because his muscle's not designed the same.
Yeah, we don't have the same elasticity.
And the hips, the elasticity in the hips, they actually spread apart by several inches during delivery.
So
the pelvis opens, the hips spread apart. Men don't do that. So you'd have to bisect the man just below the ribs, stitch on a woman's bottom half. Don't take it as a challenge.
Hold on. No. I want to say this. All right. So as a nation, it feels like we're leaning into mental issues. We're like,
absolutely.
You've got a mental issue. We're leaning into it. I want to find out where I can donate money to help them out. Because we're not going to get through this unless we get through this.
Yeah.
The only way through it is to get to the other side. So I say we
need a tribute.
We need a tribute.
I volunteer as the tribute. That's what we need.
That.
Not me, but we need someone to do that.
They'll be popping a twig and giggleberries on you next week and then do a test. No, seriously, run through it. Let's have them either A, figure out how to do it, or B, have a half blown up guy on a surgery room table, his feet in stirrups.
Show it in elementary school. This is what happens if you decide to be a male and have a baby. Do one of each: chicken and popping open hot dog.
They could
Show
run
it.
tests. No. I want him to do the chicken route. That would be a devolution.
I still just have a hard time just wrapping my head around this thing.
It's a mental
illness.
People are take this serious.
Here's what's happened. All right. So 12, 15 years ago, we started giving trophies to all the kids at the softball park. And then it went along and that made everyone feel good. And nowadays in school, when we were in school, we talked about this before we kicked off. When we were in school, if we wanted to be praised for something notable, we had to do something notable. We had to learn a trick, a hobby, become an artist, whatever.
You had to be a great football player to get
and you could be
or the swimmer or
spelling
artist,
bee
or spelling bee or
little things, you had to
jump rope, something.
or show up and help the secretary early in the morning. You had to do something. When nowadays, and this has been going on for a while. Or even just turn your grades around, but this has been going on for a while. The kids who get the most praise in school, and it's because of our education system. Our education system has turned around to where academics falls behind activism.
Yeah.
Activism is their priority because they feel it's their job to educate us to being better. And they
You've
academics
got to catch them at a young age and kind of groom them into your party.
We're graduating at 30% literacy in math and reading. How sad is that?
Yeah.
We're supposed to be smarter than the previous generation. And we're devolving. So now when a kid comes out and says, I'm gay, I'm trans, I'm queer, whatever that means, it just means I don't think I know what I am. I don't know. But I'm
whatever's popular right now.
Yeah. That's when they get praise. So you no longer have to do anything to get praise. You just have to say a word. And then another kid wants to get praise. Right now, girls transitioning to boys is up 4,000.
You're so,
So
brave.
4,000%.
Hashtag I support you.
We're reaching a decimate 4,000%. This is a societal mental issue, and it's hitting the girls the hardest.
Yeah.
I know we all pay attention to boys, but not a lot of boys are signing up. It's hitting the girls the hardest. It's ratcheting through girls, and it's hitting friend groups. One friend will pop up, then boop, 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 boop.
Mhm.
The next thing you know,
That's
you
because
gotta-
it's a popularity contest.
it's a popularity contest. So I think there's only one obvious answer. We bring back the wolves, and then problem solved.
Wolves.
Release
Yeah.
Bigfoot.
You know what? If wolves are
There you go.
eating people on the weekly,
Yeah.
we don't have time to worry about this.
Yeah.
True.
People want to learn how to do math so they can math their way out of
Yeah.
wolf eatings. Nobody wants to be wolf shit. That's a bumper sticker right there.
Yeah. It's I hear stuff like this and I read it and I really don't understand the mindset that these people have. And these are supposed to be smart people.
Mental illness.
These are people that are supposed to
But
be smarter
smart
than
people
I
can
am.
be mentally ill. I mean, Nikolai Tesla was in love with a pigeon.
Yeah. They are pretty cute.
Yeah.
And he was pretty smart.
Yeah. He was dang smart. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. All right. We got one more story. Should we go through it?
Yeah.
You guys ready for the fun one?
Oh, there's another one? Oh,
Oh.
yes.
My favorite.
Yeah, I got to make sure this is lined up and ready to go. So, I have heard tell that there is a new craze. It's the latest fad. I've got to adjust this screen, folks, and then we'll go through comments and we're done. We got what?
This is
10 minutes.
this
left.
is one more step into the metaverse.
You know, I tend to agree. I think we are. I think we're. Would you enter the? Well, we've been through this, but I don't know. Would I enter the metaverse?
I would not enter the metaverse,
I know your
but I
son would.
I would have to enter to get Tucker out
Would you chase him in?
because there would be
Grace is in the gray area, but Tucker, you don't have to worry about a white van pulling up saying, "Hey, kid, you want some candy?"
Nope.
You don't have to worry about that. But if a computer pulled up with something crazy, he's gone.
Yeah.
You know. But anyways, so there is a new craze. You can get virtual girlfriend apps for your phone. For those of you gentlemen who don't like the trouble of communicating with
of actual people.
the fairer sex of the species of the human primates.
Yes, we're just humans. You all are human primates.
If you don't like that, you can get a girlfriend app.
I like the way they worded this. Communication with
You're good.
communication with virtual girlfriends has been existing only in fantastic films and video games for a long time.
What fantastic film.
What fantastic films?
Okay, the video game, you could say Halo with that little robot.
What about
Cortana.
that one older movie where he falls in love with his computer?
Weird Science.
Weird Science.
Boom.
Boom. I loved that show.
Yeah.
back in the day. That girl was hot.
Yeah. You know, that show could have been shit. I'd have still watched it. But her and Wes, do you remember Wes in that show, the biker? You know where he first started his
So is that where it
debut
all,
at?
is that where it all started? Is that the first one?
I think that was a prediction. She may have been the first.
Probably, but okay, that
Girlfriend.
was a real thing, you know, when they're all three in the shower and the boys are. But anyways, that was kind of the first thing, or the kind of a real thing that was made through science. This is a cartoon girlfriend on the screen. You know, but we're going to go through them. These are the top ones. Okay, number one, my virtual girlfriend. This is free.
This is the free one.
So do
Yes.
you come home and like explain to her how shitty your day was?
What if you come home and she's bitching at you? You know, she's like Andy Capp's wife.
Yeah.
That would only happen if these were designed by women. I guarantee all of these are designed by men.
Probably.
Oh, I bet they are. Because
100%.
all the dialogue is that they want
Well,
to hear.
okay, here's a question. At the rate we're going, because right now men aren't getting out and dating. Men are checking out of the dating world in record numbers. What do you think's going to happen when they invent a sex robot?
Oh, I think they have.
But like when they invent it and it's
Oh.
all over, you know,
Yep.
highly available. Do you think like it's done? Like human race is
100%.
over. We checked out.
Isn't there a series on Showtime where the guy's sex doll comes to life?
I don't know.
I think
There is.
There is. Have you
There
seen
is
that?
no, but I've heard of it. It's,
I don't know what it's called, but it just starts talking to him one day. It's like, hey, what are you doing? That doesn't go there.
Would that freak you out?
Yeah.
If I had a sex doll, that would
that's
freak
the part
me
that
out.
freaked me out. If I had to
Yeah.
have a sex doll.
Like something that weighed 180 pounds or
Yeah.
120 pounds. I had to hide when family was coming over.
Could you imagine the
You know?
UPS guy going, God, hauling these things up the stairs is getting bad, you know?
Does it come up in pieces, or is it all? Is there like a coffin?
I think it comes in a coffin, in a glass case.
Has the black tape with it says Prime on it. It has
It's
a smiley face on
It's
the
packaged
side.
like a giant Barbie doll in a wooden crate with a glass front that's, got your girlfriend
Comes
with,
with the outfits.
with sparkly shoes and whatever it has that they advertise. I don't even dare go there.
Then you got to learn to do hair so she doesn't have bedhead all the time. Anyway, so this is a mobile simulator of fun and flirty communication in the app. You will find more than 100 beautiful and unique girls. Okay, 100 beautiful and unique. So they've pushed the uniqueness all the way to 100. The game is similar to dating sites.
Now it's a game.
So it's like a dating site. Now, it's been a long time since I did the dating site thing. That was 20 years ago, 15 years ago, whatever. Could you, so what do you go on there?
You have to win her first by solving bingo puzzles.
You've got to have
mahjong tiles.
You send genital pics and they choose you. Swipe left, swipe, no.
You will be offered several variants to choose from. Also, it is possible to choose a girl's appearance.
Change her face.
Change your face, hair, skin color.
And
clothes
then
and
name.
Now, how many guys do you think are really changing their girls' clothes? What are they changing them to if they are?
Let's change those clothes into pile on floor.
There you go. That's a little too conservative. We need something a little more revealing.
You can go to the cinema, play mini golf. You've got to stop.
Just take my girlfriend on a date.
The last sentence in that paragraph, she even feels your touching.
Oh, that is really bad.
Like, you know how you pinch to make it smaller?
I like this next one.
It'd be just a whole bunch of phallus prints all over the screen of your phone. Public hair caught in all the little crevices.
Be careful, as she can point to the door if you make something wrong. There are many levels in the game.
Oh,
You will open new ways of communicating with your girlfriend at every new level.
I can't.
The dialogue becomes more and more intimate. Express yourself as a pickup master with the girl of your dream.
oh.
Be like, hey, girl,
Number 2.
you come here often? I do.
Virtual girlfriend Momoda. Not
Sure what that word is.
It's a
You'll meet a top supermodel of our planet.
Is a beautifully designed application that is absolutely safe. So is it like an alien?
Stop it. Who writes these? You can touch her, feel her love and joy.
Does she make your phone vibrate?
You can even make her dance for you.
Even.
Oh
my gosh.
Oh.
Well, so who's gonna open up the old Apple App Store there? And
I will not have that in my search history. Absolutely not. Jared's gonna have to take one for the team.
It's probably the tamest thing in my search history.
I'll do it.
I'm not afraid of anything. The FBI's not knocking on my door yet.
My virtual manga girl. Now, manga means Japanese cartoon, right?
Yeah, that seems to
I
be
think that's
quite
what
popular.
it means. No, Alex will tell me later. Is an original simulator. I almost said stimulator.
I think
Simulator
it could be a little bit of both.
of a virtual girlfriend in manga style. You will be offered to care for the girl and try to cheer her up. Oh, she'll be a needy one?
Well, you have to feed her, it says, dress her, put her to sleep.
You've got to try to cheer her up.
Didn't they have them little Tamagotchi toys
Yes.
or things
Like
before
this
you
would
had
be-
to take care of it or it would die?
Mhm.
This would be adopting a nuisance.
Yeah.
She likes to wear beautiful clothes and change her hairstyle. Also, she likes tasty meals very much. So be ready for her whims. Oh, that sounds like you are sign. They even made one that is what do they call girls that are expensive to date?
Gold diggers.
No, high.
Are you talking sugar babies?
No, high effort,
High end.
low, gosh,
High maintenance?
high maintenance.
Yeah,
This is
you
the
got a
high
maintenance one.
My virtual manga girl is the high maintenance. See, they should let me write this. I'd say, oh, this one sounds like high maintenance. The interesting thing is that you will not be bored in this game, as the developers thought this one was made by a girl. This one was, because it's annoying. The developers have thought through some interesting small toys. Do not go there, of course, without the popular
Read that last sentence.
genre of. Do not go there, of course, without the popular genre of 3 in a row. What? Small toys?
Don't know.
This was written by a Japanese girl. The last line, the girl is sounded perfect and the music cannot be called annoying.
She's calling out her detractors on her. Share
Pocket girl.
pocket girlfriend.
You know what? We had those back when I was in school. You just take and you cut the hole in your pocket of your gym shorts.
That's called a Christmas for poor kids.
Yeah, it was a pocket girlfriend.
Yeah, you cut a hole in your pants. You have in your shorts, so you have
Digging for
something to play
change
with.
down there or what?
First of all, this app stands out by the authentic name.
Oh,
Here you'll,
seriously.
here you'll
Here
find
you'll
your
find-
pocket girlfriend. It's up to you to decide if you want to be friends with her or you want her to be your lover or confidant. So you can put yourself in the friend zone with your.
People are like, so how you been? Well,
So, you know, it
my
really,
pocket girlfriend friend zoned me.
it's really like reality.
It's a
'cause-
new level of low
Imagine
when you're left by your pocket girlfriend.
Yeah. When she's like,
She
"Well,
points to the door.
you're like a brother to me. Hand your phone to your friend.
No. It says it leads off every time with, I love you very much, but
But, you know,
oh, apart from that,
if
this
you-
one
If
reminds
you
me of
treat
the
her right, then
Tamagotchi.
she will be all over you. How?
It rem-
She gonna steal your bank cards?
you can talk
Huh?
to her by using.
She gonna change your
headphones and
Facebook account?
God,
Yeah.
it says the pocket girlfriend reminds of Tamagotchi. Now there's not reminds me or that it just reminds of. She needs to eat, sleep, and talk.
Yeah.
Another nuisance.
She needs to talk. Did you hear that,
She
gentlemen?
needs
Another-
It's a need.
another nuisance.
It is
She
not
needs to
a
talk
desire.
about her
It's a
feelings.
need. Yes, it's a need.
Man. Dream girlfriend. Everybody knows the first place where virtual girls got the most popular has always been Japan. No, we're not going to start discussing this topic, but just admit the fact that logically, most virtual girlfriend apps is going to have that anime style. And to be honest, they are pretty cute. I don't know.
And they
Who's
all-
writing
And they
these?
all look 12.
Who's writing
Yeah.
these?
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Lady boys. In this app, you
Is that
are
a Thailand thing?
Yeah. You are creating your perfect virtual manga girlfriend, starting from the basic details such as eyes, hair, body, and ending up with the color of skirt
Of size
size
faux rings.
What, I don't even know what that is.
I don't know. I don't want to know. What is faux rings?
or if it says size of rings, is the rings on the skirt that you chose the color of?
Is
or
that what
rings
they're
on-
drawn to in Taiwan?
Dream girlfriend brings the broadest opportunity of customization. However, except for this possibility, there's pretty much nothing else.
What the
You can have the naughty girlfriend.
Naughty
dance
girlfriend.
movements for you to enjoy?
Haven't you found that an ideal girlfriend? No.
It's also possible to choose from several backgrounds. When would you ever notice what's in the fucking background?
Why don't you put her in the kitchen? I need a sandwich.
I love. Haven't you found the ideal girlfriend? No? Well, then download this app. We guarantee you never will.
Or hear me out. You could
She is a great dancer.
turn off the computer, put down your phone, and go outside.
This is I used to tease my son when he would pull his sword out, and I'd say, with this, I'm protecting my virginity. No more.
With naughty girlfriend,
With
you're actually protecting your virginity.
this,
You know-
you know what? If
Fair
I was a
enough, fair.
father to a young man and I
No.
was worried
I'd
about
give him
them,
one of these and
You
and I was
would
worried
not.
about them
give
going
him his
out
pocket girlfriend and send him to the basement.
and making a baby at 12.
No, absolutely
So
not.
it's got the
You know what?
cards
My
in the
life
bottom.
might be quite different if I had a pocket girlfriend. It could have kept me out of so much trouble.
So
Be
it's
like, what? Go rob a bank? No, I'll just be home here with my pocket girlfriend. We're
So
gonna
are
watch
these-
a movie.
Are
She wants
these
to
made
talk.
for boys? Because none of this
Look at it.
aesthetic says to me, boy.
Well, you know what? You could be right. Maybe
It looks like there's a little teddy bear in the corner.
I think it might be a girl thing.
everything. I think this is a girl thing.
My virtual girlfriend Cindy. At least this one has a name.
You can have a virtual girlfriend named Julia.
Oh,
Oh, Cindy's already taken.
Cindy's mine.
She's not that kind of girl.
Cindy is a perfect girl who does what you want, looks how you want, and speak my language you want.
This is
You-
definitely some foreign stuff here.
At least if she's naggy, you could change the language.
You know, I don't know which one I'm having a harder time wrapping my head around. The camel killer,
I know.
the killer camel, the
Oh, that one's easy.
men giving birth, or
Camels-
this.
Camel's easy. Big as elk.
Yeah,
It
Yeah.
was pissed.
Yeah.
That's it. That
But-
one's easy.
men having babies or having a pocket girlfriend.
The men having babies is so insane. Could you I keep picturing like
We may have listeners.
what would an M80 do in your underwear?
We may have listeners who are taking offense because they are currently being told by their pocket girlfriend to stop listening to us.
Oh,
That's a good
yeah.
point.
If you have a pocket girlfriend, we really want to hear from you how it's going.
Yeah.
And if you
Yeah.
have a pocket girlfriend, it's okay. I won't judge you much.
In the open.
I'm really just, showing my ignorance in this whole thing, and probably showing my age. I'm so old that I can't even wrap my head
Ignorance.
around this. But if you do this,
Stop it. This one says, if you have been
You're
dreaming
okay.
of approaching an actress or a model, you can do this in this app with a high chance that you will succeed. Is there a chance I won't succeed?
you're right. I can approach lots of models on Instagram because every girl out there is an Instagram model.
Are
now.
you a gamer?
Oh, I cannot.
Oh,
Oh,
and
but
last
this
thing,
girl has her own private life, so do
Okay.
not disturb
this
her
is
when
a
she's
smart virtual
sleeping
girlfriend.
or doing shopping.
Oh God, this one judges you.
Yeah,
That
you don't want
sounds
to.
fantastic.
You want the dumb virtual girlfriend, the one that's like, "Hi."
Oh, this one gets all bitchy. What's your IQ?
And she'll evaluate your photos. Send her photos, and she's
Really? Those shoes with that hat? Jeez, hillbilly.
Oh,
that one was designed by a female. She'll
my
evaluate.
virtual girlfriend Julie.
She
has a
looks
real thick
old.
voice. She does, doesn't she? She's the milk version.
Dude, look at this
What
one
would-
right
what
here.
would
You
that
can
be?
barely
Would
see
that
it,
be
but that one right there
She's
looks rather grandmotherly, and that looks like a dude.
Well,
Is that wearing a tie?
I don't know.
Stop it.
Communicate with your new
Create
girlfriend.
your own
Julie.
Julie.
She has a realistic
She-
voice and 3D animation.
She can express her feelings such as love, sympathy, distaste, and anger.
Oh boy, this is just.
I know what feelings I'm getting. Sympathy, lots of sympathy.
Oh my goodness. Okay,
Wow.
let's look up
Is this the comments?
Daria Tolmacheva. Tolmacheva. Is that right?
Stop it. No, these are other free apps, and
Where's-
they're awful.
Where's this person from? I just want to look her up to
Does it
see
say
where
I'm-
she's from.
Oh, I've been
'cause-
reviewing it.
Okay, so do you think like she's hired to dive? Like
That's
they're like,
probably not her.
they're like, you're going to the end of the internet to find these apps for us, and you're gonna correlate them into the top 10. And we probably didn't even get the real top 10
No.
because she probably read 11, and on 2 through 11, she said, "I'm just throwing whatever I come up next on. I'm not digging anymore." Just a real quick
I've
one.
seen enough.
Got to download, play for a minute. Yeah, this one sucks. And you notice as you went along, it started out like she was hyping it up. After that, she's kind of started.
Yeah,
black.
this one's
That is what
angry.
happened.
Yep.
This one evaluate your pictures.
That is what happened. She started blasting him.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well,
is-
that's pretty interesting.
yeah.
But you know what? That's not the craziest thing I've seen on the internet.
It's true.
Man.
You got to be careful what you type in.
It's true.
Careful what you type in. Those are famous last words right there. But yeah, I don't know. That's it for. I think that's it for today's show, right?
Well,
That's all
you're
we
gonna
got?
Get a couple comments. See what they think about
Okay.
the virtual girlfriend. I want to
Oh.
hear. I'm curious to see how many people think.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Les wants to evaluate if he wants off the planet.
I don't know. I'm sticking around. I got to see where this goes.
I'm
I want
sticking
to,
around. I might get a virtual girlfriend out of it.
I want to see. I want to see the first.
You got to choose wisely on those virtual
Yeah.
girlfriends. I guess you could always just delete the app.
I
You
want to
didn't like
see
her?
the first.
Unless she gets in there like that virus that keeps
Mhm.
popping up, messing up your stuff.
I've got to see the first penis birth.
Is that your life's goal now?
It'd be like watching Saw.
It would
You know,
I feel like we
Especially
probably
if it,
had one
like-
already.
burst open.
Man.
It'd be like on the next Saw 16. It'd be like, congratulations, you're trapped in this room with a live fetus.
You're trapped in the
You got to
room.
get it out of your body.
We've had you in here for 9 months, and we gave you a uterus and some fallopian tubes and the what are the other things called?
Ovaries.
The ovaries. And yeah, the egg dropped, and we inseminated it. And you must give birth to escape.
And
Little clown with the spinny circles.
here's
Ew.
the spoon. Get it out. The key to the door. Hidden in the placenta. Get it out.
The baby. Oh gosh. It's insane. All right, where are we at? Mini perks. We read that one. Okay. All right, here we go. I just know that ancients knew, and it's really that's why the government has covered up many things. I don't believe my government for sure. Yeah, and you know, we go through a lot of the red-headed giant stories from the Native Americans.
Yeah.
And I think there was more. They lived alongside each other quite a bit more.
Yeah. You know,
in past times.
I think so. I think you're right. There's stories of,
Yeah, the Lovelock Cave one is just
Yeah.
so of the Paiute out there,
Yep.
and their stories come from everywhere, and so it could be Nephilim. It could be. I mean, we're just guessing at the origin. Maybe it is
think-
like Gigantopithecus that
Yeah.
still is alive. We've got to catch it to know.
I think every culture has the stories of giants and little people.
They're
And
everywhere. You've got Vietnam,
all around the world. Yeah.
You've got China. You've
Yeah.
got the Himalayas.
Yep.
You know, Russia probably doesn't because Russia is too manly to tell stories. But
Yeah.
I'm sure there is something.
Don't tell stories. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Russia still has wolves running around the countryside eating stuff.
Yep.
And
They've
so,
got things to do.
and that's why Russia, you don't hear Russia coming out saying, we gotta, not, cut my stuff off and, my name's not Billy anymore and I want to be pregnant next week. That's why you don't have that coming out of Russia. Maybe the warmer
Wolves.
parts.
I think they put them down over there.
Well, you know,
Feed them to the wolves.
I mean, you know, I hate to see him go, but you know, I love to watch him leave.
Next comment.
All right.
I don't see any of
I am a yes. Okay. So Shawnette, I am a contactee. Met the Galactic Federation recently, and I have met the Syrians light beings. Okay.
So do you know this, Shawnette?
Yeah. She's been sending me emails of her story, and it's been a couple weeks, but hopefully she gets back into it. But yes, as soon as she's open and ready for it, we want to have her on the show to tell us about it.
Tell us a story.
Still working on my story with Jared. On this podcast, been slacking lately. Yeah, and we understand that, Shauna. Things come up, life comes up, you got things going on. You know, it happens. It's happening to us right now all the time. That's why we're being so slow on getting stuff out. It makes me think that maybe Bigfoot has been crossbreeding with humans for them to be different types, ape creatures, because there's some that are mostly our ape and some that are different sources. And that's true. And also it could be environment, because the Yeti is white.
Yeah. Well,
lives in the mountains.
Look at any dog. You have dogs, and you have little tiny dogs that look like Chihuahuas, and you have great big dogs that are cheetahs and Great Danes.
Let's just look at humans.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All the different variations.
You know, you've got the Native Americans had a little bit darker skin, kind of look like they came from the Asian continent hundreds of thousands of years ago. And then you've got the Europeans, you've got the Africans, and then you've got the actual Asians.
It's the laws of nature. The hotter and drier the climate, the smaller the human being. Everything in the north is big.
You're not required.
Yeah, you don't have to be. Everything up north where the weather is colder, they're bigger. Bears, moose, deer, elk, bobcat. Everything's bigger. People are bigger.
Maybe you got smaller Bigfoot down around the closer to the equator you get, but maybe like the Bigfoot, the one we have nightmares or dream about, comes from like the Urals, or not the Urals, but the higher mountains, the Yukon. The further
you hear about
edges.
a 12-foot Bigfoot. There's every bit 12 foot tall. That's got to be like up around there. Those.
That one's Alaska or Siberia. Probably not Siberia because the Russians ate him, but Alaska.
Yeah, they're wrestling Putin.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Russians don't have time for this stuff.
They don't.
Are there any comments about
virtual girlfriend?
The virtual girlfriend.
I don't know. We'll get down to those. Okay. Creature put together. King of Heckle Mundo. You are very knowledgeable. Yes, you are. I hate it when this thing just jumps. Sometimes my chat box will just jump. Okay. Where are we at? Okay.
I think this is
all right. Yeah, that's where we're. Okay, there are aliens. Then there are realities. They are light beings. The others were made kind of like a drone, like some of the Greys. Yeah, I've heard that. The Greys are drones for other aliens.
Yeah.
It's all nuts.
I owned a coyote, and she was so sweet. So, yeah, that's
really
weird.
Watch Stardust Ranch with Ghost Adventures. Pretty amazing story. Yeah, we got to get out to that. Yeah, Stardust Ranch is that one. What's his name has it? What's the guy's name?
Colton and Bowen and I just went up to White Rocks, just outside Skinwalker Ranch. And we were up there and heard a pretty crazy Bigfoot story about tracks down by the river again. And
really?
Yeah, but they told us not to go wandering around because it's on reservation land.
Yeah.
They don't take too kindly to.
No, you are.
But, the Stardust Ranch, I've heard about that. Very similar.
Yeah, I think it's in New Mexico or Arizona.
I think it's
a lot of stuff going on there.
Yeah, I think it's Arizona.
Yeah, we got to. Yeah. Actually, I reached out to the guy that owned it once. He said he was writing a book and didn't have time to come on, but I should reach out to him again. That was about a year and a half ago.
Yeah, might not be a bad idea.
Got his email somewhere. Yeah. I owned a coyote once. She was so sweet. And yeah, that's weird. Yeah. I'm sure coyotes can be domesticated.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure they can.
I think to a point, kind of like tigers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One day they just bite your face off.
Yeah.
Yep. 5G, maybe 5G is freaking them out.
Melting
their
brains.
Animals. Making that.
Well, they're more sensitive to
I've
it.
heard something about
where's all
5G,
the bees?
Yeah. The signal disrupts their
what if all this Wi-Fi going around is killing the bees? Yeah. Turning the frogs gay.
Turn the frickin' frogs gay.
Yeah. Jared, I love your shirt. Yes. My I love chasing tail. Yeah. I'll have to tell Les about the shirt I told Betsy about earlier, but I'm hoping to get it. And
Coyotes are usually very sweet, or at least the ones I've met. Are we talking about coyotes, the animal, or the guys who get you across the border? I'm not sure.
Define coyote.
coyote.
well, now
Maybe it's a different pronunciation.
I hope I don't
wrong.
offend you, but I go coyote hunting sometimes. I've never been face to face with like a coyote just
Charging
frolicking in
you
the
or-
wild. I don't know if one would charge me, but I've never just been face to face one.
No, I've seen them when I've been out
But-
ice fishing, come running across the ice.
I've never seen him get close to me though.
We had one run right across the ice.
Really, how close?
It was probably about half the reservoir crossed. So what's that?
That's pretty close.
Oh, it's a good, what, 100 yards?
At least, yeah. It might have been further than that. We were over on the north end by the inlet. And when I say we, that was Luna and I.
Did you pay attention to what was behind it?
No, didn't. Just thought it was
Make
weird
sure it
that
wasn't
was
being chased.
like a dirty looking, it was good size, big shaggy coat, kind of like a real dirty looking dog ran across the ice, came down through. I didn't catch it till it was on the ice already and watched it run around. It didn't even stop and look at us. Ran right out the other side and over the back and down off the bottom. But there are a lot of them up there.
Oh, we got coyotes all over the place out here. Yeah, you don't want to let your little dog just wander out here. Could be wrong because mine was domesticated. King, I just think that these accounts are just creatures from ancient times that now the world is in an odd place. They're showing up. Yeah, like 2012, they turned on CERN. We popped to a different dimension and we're just still figuring it out. Yeah, boom. Shawnette agreed. Earth is like an experimental lab. We are the caboose of the rest of civilizations out there.
Okay, I
So yeah,
think we've just got our first one on. Oh, it's on the camels. Giving new meaning on Hump Day. I thought that was a
All right,
virtual
so
girlfriend.
I am going to. Okay, here we go. I agree, man. Take it all. All right. Periods, cramps, and birth.
Agreed.
Uh-huh.
Is that Shawnette?
We'll start
Yep.
menstruating.
Just crazy times we live in. No wonder the days are like the end of days now. Computer woman reminds me of the chia pets from the late 90s. You know what I saw the other day?
Chia.
Oh, they still have them.
I saw a Chia Obama.
Oh, you'd probably go to jail. for
Someone
that.
already owned it. Otherwise, it would be here
Oh,
now.
Yeah.
I would be
say,
cultivating my sprouts.
I think you'd go to jail for that back in
Oh,
the day.
dude, you probably still go to jail now. All right. Actually,
returning a frog's gay.
is a government that is messing with us, trying to feed us poison, and now they're using the same stuff that now turned the frogs gay on humans. Why you think the rainbow movement is in strong now? Because they're making humans gay. The government's very sick. Now the turning the frogs gay, there's it was a drug company was putting drug waste into the water, and it wasn't turning the frogs gay. It was turning them hermaphroditic.
Yeah.
They were being born intersex with no genitals.
Aren't a lot of amphibians that way anyway? They don't.
I don't
have
know,
a
but
sex until like
these-
salamanders.
These frogs weren't that way,
Okay.
but it had made them that way, and it had caused severe ecological damage to them.
Oh yeah.
And Alex Jones came out and said they're turning the freaking frogs gay, and was
Alex
yelling about it
Jones.
because he's my favorite. I love how he strings that together.
All of
He
his-
spent a lot of time on Art Bell.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
He was
But
good.
yeah, but I think it's a culmination. Our society has gotten lapsed and lax, and it's too easy. We don't have
And
any
you-
struggles.
And you couple that with how toxic our food supply is.
Yep. So
how
it's
toxic
everything.
our medicines are.
Well, it's like the
how
drink
much
I
of our
get here.
medicines
It's in
are
plastic.
inside our water supply. Most of our food contains things that are testosterone blockers.
Well, and almost all our food comes in plastic.
Well,
And
did you-
plastics put stuff in there that's made our grundles shorter.
Yep, shortened your grundle. Have you
And-
measured your grundle lately?
just this
Did
morning.
you ever watch? Did you ever watch the Joe Rogan?
Who
where that-
measures grundles?
Did you ever watch the Joe Rogan where that 90-year-old lady scientist comes on and talks about how the plastics, you got to quit using plastic? Okay, you got. I'm going to dig it up.
Send me
and
the
send-
link. Yeah,
Because
I love Joe Rogan. I watch
Because to watch a
we
96,
kind of look alike.
yeah,
You do look alike.
yeah, to watch a 96-year-old woman say taint and say grundle.
What was that creepy old lady
Is
that used
worth
to talk about sex? Dr. Ruth?
Yeah.
Oh,
Dr.
could
Ruth?
not do that. She's talking about,
Blow the.
I'm
yeah.
like, no, lady.
Could you, dude? She should have.
Absolutely
She
not.
should have made like those like the Kama Sutra, I guess, how it tells you how to do stuff.
Yeah.
But she should have made an audio tape
The
on
videos, yeah.
on talking your husband and pleasing your wife.
Huh.
It would have been a population plummet.
He's great birth control.
Really?
I'm suddenly turned off.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us.
And
Man, we
watch
live
out
in
for the gay frogs.
dude, we live in crazy times, and I think we need to just sit back and enjoy it. This has become a
Yeah.
ride now.
It's sometimes the stuff stresses me out, like the whole men having birth and
But it's tragic
whole-
comedy. We're
I just
so
want to.
sad.
I just want to protect my young man from all of this. Do I right now
get wolves
move
and
to
have them roam
Alaska.
around the yard.
and force him into hard labor? Is that how I save him?
I do think one thing that young men need is one, you need to give them responsibility, and some of it needs to, and you need to force them into struggle.
I think they just need something to do.
Well, but
That's
I
the
think
big
you
thing.
need to force them into struggle, into that I hate this, but I have to do it in achievement. They need to come through the other side of
like
that.
cleaning up dog poop.
Cleaning
Hey,
up
it's-
dog poop,
Whatever
Check.
it is.
cleaning your room. Maybe buy that Jordan Peterson book and just go down his checklist and make your boy do that. Seriously, that 12 rules for life. Clean your room. That's rule
Clean your room, make your
like
bed,
one. Yeah.
pick up your socks.
And you've got to push him through those little struggles, because it's the parents. See, us parents, we've turned our parenting over to teachers.
Which is
And
failing.
and let's face it, the teachers
Turn it
are,
over to the internet.
yeah, well, the teachers have come out of these leftist schools, and so they're trying to make our kids little activists. And then we wonder why we have riots all summer long. So it's time for us to start parenting.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we need. A 24-year-old nitwit bachelorette teacher is not going to make a good father figure. I'm sorry.
True.
No.
She would make a fine teacher, though. She would make a fine teacher of math, science, history,
Yep.
art, whatever. But she does not make a good father. Figure.
Yep.
That's what we need. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Les.
Fun to be back and talk about
It's always
Bigfoot.
fun. We need to have you on. This should become like a biannual thing.
Just come on and talk about crazy stuff.
A Bigfoot celebration all the time.
Well, they say northern Utah is just increasing in the number of Bigfoot
Well, dude,
sightings.
you could go
Blowing
up,
up.
You could go up into Box Elder, and there's 8 people that live in all of Box Elder County.
Oh yeah, right.
You can have Bigfoot everywhere.
What we need to do is we need to get up into the backcountry, like up above the Uinta,
Ooh.
or behind Causey Reservoir.
Yep.
Back in there, that's
Say-
deep, it's thick, it's hard to access.
So what are you thinking? Fall
Fall, and it's water
when the
It's-
Browns are running.
Yeah, exactly right. When the Browns are running. And we'll take my boat. We'll take my boat back there.
And it
Camp
just it'll be a severe Bigfoot hunt. I'm gonna blow a shoulder out, and right shoulder
Yep.
and left wrist on this Bigfoot.
out.
hunt.
Yep.
I'm
And
blowing it out.
We can just hunt him from the shoreline as well.
Hunting from the shore. We'll poke in every once in a while.
Well, there's so
'cause
many
you gotta,
small rivers and
you know,
stuff. I've been looking at the
Not to
topographical
mention,
map.
I mean, the sun's beating down. You're gonna have to pee a lot.
Yeah.
So you gotta
Get out.
Yeah.
It's-
Stretch your legs.
Yeah, I think that might be the place. There's been sightings up there at Camp Kiesel, and there's been sightings over on North Ogden Divide, and there's been sightings.
All right, let's
Yeah,
do it.
So they're there. They might be older. A few
Let's
years
do it.
old.
Well, I'm going to tell you about my plan that I've got coming up soon.
Okay. We should go to Skinwalker Ranch, jump the fence.
Oh, seriously.
I mean, there's only like 4 guys that keep them.
We'll take 6.
We'll take 6.
All right, everyone. Have a good week.